What is your job and how much do you get paid? As someone who was just happy he makes $15 an hour, entering this thread was a mistake. I work in a steel mill that heats steel bars to a certain hardness. I get paid $18 an hour and so far we haven't had anyone die for a year. That's a record. Third mate on an oil tanker. $95,000 $100K per year. Nuclear plant electrician $50 an hour. $130 to $150K a year depending on OT bonus. Moving into an operations role in the plant soon. Entrepreneur. -10K per year. I'm a line cook, manager for a busy restaurant. And I get paid $19 an hour plus tip share plus profit share from 2 recipes of mine on the menu. What is something that's held in high regard in culture and society that's actually garbage? Hustle culture. Always being on the grind. I get some wild responses when I tell people I work under 40 hours a week and I'm thriving. Life should be more than work. Even if I love my job. Toxic productivity. Especially content creators who make money by selling an insane facade of a 20-something-year-old. In peak mental and physical shape due to their 4 a.m. wake-up routine and 25 hours of productivity. Each day. FOH. Lack of sleep. I only got 4 hours sleep last night. Yeah, grats on lowering your body's functionality, I guess. Life should be more than work, even if I love my job. I can get a 2021 Kia Rio, or a Hyundai Accent, or a Nissan Versa, or a Chevrolet Spark for under $18,000. I can get a nice 2-carat diamond, 0.4 grams, for about $18,000. How have we been brainwashed into believing that tiny stone is worth more than a car? Vloggers with ugly, cringe, and lame contents plus their overly scripted pranks. Seriously, that's a big shit. To the Americans of Reddit, what does the Confederate flag mean to you? I was born a Southerner. When I was younger and more impressionable, I viewed it as a symbol of rebellion against tyranny. I did not have any racist intention. However, I did not truly believe the Civil War was fought over slavery. I had heard that it was all over taxation and fighting for the right to secede. Over time I started to gain a better understanding of the history. And started to hear more and more of the horrors African slaves endured at the hands of their slave keepers. I began to realize that more often than not, the people utilizing it were often extremist in nature. Or misguided, realizing they often didn't state factual history of the war, or politics at the time. You start to notice your behavior as problematic real quick when you're the only normal person supporting it. I never owned the flag, but I've stopped protecting it. I mostly believe the people flying it are misguided like I once was. A flag against oppression shouldn't leave people of color feeling oppressed. The modern Confederate flag is an anachronism. That flag was never used by the CSA. It came out after the Civil War was over. I have tried to explain this to people who want to fly it, but it goes over their heads. Yet despite the fact they don't see the irony in it, I see it double irony in them that they're flying the wrong flag of a country that was based upon wrong ideals. They don't get it at all. It's sad, but there is a slight amount of dark humor to be had in it too. People who just can't let it go. The Confederacy lasted for 4 years over a century and a half ago. Yet people still fly the flag and shout about their heritage. Meanwhile in Germany, the DDR lasted for 10 times as long as the Confederacy. It has been gone for 30 years as opposed to 150. You know what you don't see in Germany? People flying the flag of the DDR from their pickup truck. Because they got the fuck over it. I was born and raised in the South. I've never seen a well-adjusted or smart person display it in any way. Flag, clothing, car stickers, etc. It's a good way to know who to stay away from. It's just a way of announcing, I'm dumb, loud, ugly, trashy, racist, and proud of it. It's basically a signal to stay away from whoever is flying it. A few things. 1. The flag of the losing team and an enemy of the Union. 2. Something that a lot of Pennsylvanians who claim to know Civil War history despite not having read a book since high school display on their trucks because they think it looks cool. 3. A flag used by pissed-off Southerners to intimidate blacks during the Civil Rights Movement. What's a company you refuse to support and why? Wells Fargo. They have scammed their customers so many times, including opening fraudulent accounts, and paid millions of dollars in fines and just keep doing it anyway. Progressive. A few years back, an idiot crashed into my parked car with a lawnmower while I was at work. The owner of the lawnmowing company decided to play games and not pay for the damage. My Progressive agent ghosted me and his supervisor never returned my calls. I eventually got the money but Progressive didn't do a damn thing. State Farm. Before we met, my wife was in a car accident that permanently damaged her neck, forcing her to drop out of college and abandon her dream to play violin professionally, and requiring her to get an injection in her neck twice a year for the rest of her life. She's been in a 4-year legal battle with State Farm as she's entitled over $100,000 since she was no way at fault for it. But they will not budge and keep demanding ridiculous things from her. Next month she's actually scheduled to fly back to the state where the accident happened so she can undergo a 10-hour psychological analysis. When she asked her attorney why they're asking for that, he pretty much said, because they can. State Farm also recently requested she shoot a video of her attempting to play the violin and then talking to me about how it make her feel that she can't play it painlessly anymore. In a recent deposition, they actually asked her if she had intentions to get medical treatment were they to award her with the money back when it happened. They even at one point asked for a printout of everything she ever posted, commented on, or messaged on Facebook so they have proof her life was indeed affected by the accident. Fortunately, her lawyer talked them out of that one. The list of demands from State Farm gets more and more insane. They've become such a pain in the ass, but we've made the decision to fight it out as long as we can. Because giving up is what they want us to do. And we want to prove to insurance companies that they can't screw over their clients like this. So yeah, screw State Farm. And honestly most insurance companies. Edit. Since this post got more attention than anticipated, I got some more details from the wife. To clarify, she has had a lawyer since the day after the accident, separate from State Farm, and he isn't getting paid a dime until the settlement is met. State Farm was her insurance. The other guy's insurance paid out $25,000, which barely covered her initial doctor's bills. She filed an underinsured motorist claim, which is what she's currently in the lawsuit over. NEMLM. Just. No. My mother-in-law is a saint. But she's really gullible. She had a friend convince her into buying into doTERRA and convinced her she would make a lot of money. Mother-in-law now has boxes upon boxes of doTERRA shit cluttering up her house. Every year I get essential oils as stocking stuffers. Lol, I don't mind it. I think they smell nice. It just pisses me off that she was roped into this pyramid scheme and lost a lot of money. She's such a sweet, kind woman and someone took advantage of that. Nestle for both reasons. Edit. Thanks you all for my top comment of all time. Dolls kill. Cheap quality and horrible owner. What do people pretend is in the Bible but is absolutely not in the Bible? My brother has a friend that will argue with you that Jesus said in the Bible, "Do as I say, not as I do." That Satan is in any way in charge of torture in hell. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. I have had a minister quote that to me as a Bible quote. It's from Hamlet. That Eve eats an apple. The levels of hell. Dante wrote about his journey through hell. The levels are not biblical. My dad said the Bible said, "AI is the mark of the beast." I said, I can promise you nowhere in the Bible does it mention AI.
Subscribe, my brothers.